The big Victorian steps. To the big Victorian guns. Since then? Yeah. Well, just some dirt has fallen into the hole. Erosion. Yeah. The fort was maintained, I think I read it was maintained until like 1930 something. Well, this part's Victorian. Yeah. That part was, but you can see like it's different kind of gun placements. They had guns like the ones down in Point Pleasant Park over here. So these are like 50, 60, 70. This stuff's like 1890, 1900. Yeah, this is the same. Yeah, well, this is the same kind of gun placement as at Point Pleasant Park. It's got the magazines on the bottom. It's exactly the same as Fort Ogilvie, same design. And there was over here a little passageway that would go underneath the gun, which would be sitting there. And the passageway is blocked up. Step on that part. So that's why they built it here. You can see anyone coming in. You can see across to Point Pleasant Park, because it was a fort system, right? So Citadel is over there. Point Pleasant Battery is there. York Redoubt is there. And George's Island is there. So it was all about crossfire. So where the distance the guns could reach at York Redoubt, this was put here so that it could at least overlap at the extremities. So if someone was coming up, they wouldn't like find a hole in the middle that they could get up through. And
they were defending this Halifax against
first the French, then the Americans.
The Americans?
Yeah, the Americans. And then by 1900, it was probably going to be Germans. Because there was an arms race that started in like the 1880s, 1890s. Because the Kaiser was brought up as part of the same royal family, seeing the amazing navy of the Brits and their naval defenses and military, and wanted the same thing, and so started to create this crazy big army. And then it was just two bullies standing off against each other, which is why World War I really had no reason to happen, apart from it was just a military build-up. My ship's bigger than yours. Oh right, that post over there, it's dedicated to some guy in like 1800 who must have died out here. I have a picture of it. It's like written in the concrete around the base.
Big harbor, isn't it?
Yeah. It's big when you're out in a little kayak. And you have to get across the whole thing. Ah, that is a searchlight post. The searchlight would sit on top of the post, and this cinder block wall. The cinder block walls weren't there; they're just there because the roof's going to collapse if they aren't. And it would just sweep across, and all along the coast over there, on the other side where York Redoubt was, there were boxes like this, and they're still there, dotted all along the cliffs, and they would just sweep the ocean.
So that they could shoot stuff at night?
Well, so that they could see something coming, because a ship coming in, an enemy ship is going to black itself out when it's getting near you.
Hard though. It's hard to see a seal.
Well, it is, but ships aren't painted black. They're gray. Well, they're under the water, so too bad. You're... I don't want to go down here. Well, it's because there are rooms under here. That's a roof.
Oh.
And I don't really want to walk on it. But when we go down below, you can see it's someone busted in. It might still be busted in one of the windows, and you can look inside. Because there are rooms under here, and they still have, well, Short and I, and Ryan, during Fit Frosh Week, broke in to, well, didn't break in, to one of the other forts. All it had was like a metal grate with a huge hole at the top to crawl over, so we did. And we were down, there's all kinds of like rooms, like officers' quarters and stuff down there, and they all have like, you know, little ranges and things. They're all still there. They're totally like rusted to heck, but it's just they just walked out. They just left. They have them blocked up with brick now. But there are rooms under there. sure what they use them for. It's like, it's that like shiny baked brick. The whole room. It's like white shiny baked brick.
They're like stalactites growing inside.
In Point Pleasant Park, there's a magazine, or I'm not sure what it is. It's a big building at Fort Ogilvie. It's like 2 or 3 stories tall. And at Tower Road picnics, we'd always go to Fort Ogilvie, and the teachers wanted to get off the roof because, like, no one had any idea what the inside is like. Like, is it 1 floor? Do you drop 3 floors? Is it just one big, like, who knows? Like, that thing hasn't been maintained since 1900. Like, yeah, it's kind of dangerous. Well, I think it's all fenced off now. When I was a kid, though, well, it was like this when I was a kid. Yeah, but it's kind of hard. Yeah. Well, good. Exploration is fun, you know. Well, stuff happens. You can't protect people all the time. Anyway, this is just one of the forts on this island. Because there were a whole bunch of stages. Like, this was, I think, the most... No, this was the Victorian Edwardian fort. And then during the Second World War, they focused more on, because they had longer range guns, so they didn't have to have the crossfire